Hello and welcome to Bubbles and Breakdowns, a space designed for you to show up as your beautifully imperfect self, where we dive into the good, the bad, and the bubbly. I'm Katrina.
And I'm Ashley. And in this episode, we're going to challenge some stuff that we're used to hearing about self-care. Are you in?
I am in.
Let's go. So we've all seen the social media posts about the bubble baths, the spa days, and the expensive retreats. But what happens when you don't have the time, money, or energy for those things and they don't fill your cup? Does that mean you're not practicing self-care?
Absolutely not.
That's right. So today we're redefining self-care as a practical, sustainable, and essential part of your daily routine. It's not about escaping your life. It's truly not. It's about building a life you don't feel the need to escape from. We'll explore how a lack of meaningful self-care can lead to burnout, resentment towards your loved ones, your spouse, your children, and even the dissatisfaction with yourself. Ain't nobody got time for that. Join us as we dive into actionable strategies and mindset shifts from these micro moments of peace to setting these healthy boundaries we so crave to figure out, and discover how we integrate this self-care into our day-to-day lives so we can show up as our best version of ourselves without constantly putting your needs on the back burner to everyone else.
I love this. And self-care, what a hot topic. I think that both you and I arguably could use more of it.
More.
People pleasers, anonymous, like everybody stand up, right? Like, oh, I find joy in helping other people. And then, oh, by the end of the day, you haven't done anything to help yourself.
Right.
And you think like, oh, is this how it's going to be for the rest of my life? Hey, guess what? You're in the driver's seat. Only you can ask for what you need. Only you can be the one to change the trajectory.
Totally.
So I hate to tell you, but if you're feeling burnout right now, take a look in the mirror and then ask for what you need, right? That's kind of what this is about. And it doesn't have to be those retreats. It doesn't have to be long trips to the spa and hundreds of dollars that maybe you don't have that just puts more financial stress on your family. It can be these little micro moments, these little non-luxury items that just give you this respite to recharge and balance yourself out.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that so much. Thinking of like the spa, it sounds so nice, but it also stresses me out a little bit, to be honest, because you're right. Like that doesn't fill my cup right now. But let's start. What do you do for self-care, Katrina?
Yeah, I was reflecting on this a little bit, and it's so on brand for me and my type A personality. I love to organize my clothes. I love to go through a closet and get the donation pile and all of that. But right now, the one thing that I'm like, maybe I could do today is that I've got this drawer filled with tank tops that looks like Tasmanian Devil went through there and just tried every single one of them on and just threw them back in the drawer because I have just been shoving clean laundry in that drawer. And I need to edit it a bit and then Marie Kondo it so that when I open it, it sparks joy because right now it's not. But the other thing while I do it, I kind of zone out and it's mindless and I don't have to think too hard to do it. And it's relaxing. And then I have this beautiful, type A drawer that makes me happy at the end of it.
You're like, I will color coordinate this. I will put them.
How did you know that I
colors.
do that?
I
do.
I'm getting those vibes.
Yes, that's what I do.
Hardcore vibes.
Yes.
I think, and in hearing you say that too, to me, a mindless task is self-care.
Yes.
I think we get so hyper fixated on things that could go wrong.
Yeah.
Or our to-do lists that to kind of take that mental pressure off of ourselves and our brains, those things that make us burn out or feel overloaded is really what it's all about. So I feel like talking about this is like, yeah, let's just define self-care. Like whatever works for you to take you to this place of peace.
Somewhere in your day, somewhere in your week, where are you having moments that you can feel re-energized and refreshed and maybe quiet that laundry list of to-dos in your brain or the constant thinking about how to react to moments with your children? And where do you feel like you can finally catch your breath? And to me, that is self-care. the more of those moments I can incorporate while still delivering on my work and my family commitments, the more balanced I feel.
Absolutely.
So it could be that I just need to go out in nature. I just need to take my shoes off, stand in the grass, and pick through things that need to be cleaned up in the garden. Or it could be I'm going to sit out with a cup of coffee on my patio and let the sun hit my face with no phone in my hand for 5 minutes, to where you're just quieting that internal monologue and enjoying just being for a minute.
Absolutely. And I think too, self-care really is, I feel like we hear this touted at every single company, work-life balance.
Mm-hmm.
How do you balance your work life with your personal life while also carving out this nugget of sanity, which is self-care?
Yeah.
Right?
100%. I mean, I landed last night, at 8:30, and I didn't get home till 9:40. And before you know it, I'm just like shoving bites of cold shrimp fried rice in my face right before I need to brush my teeth and get ready for bed. And I'm like, you want to talk about a non-self-care day? I was in full survival mode. I had a 3.5-hour delay. Things were getting canceled. People's energy was off. They were stressed out. One guy behind me was muffling obscenities to himself as we're boarding the plane for no obvious reason. There was no reason to be upset.
Great. Now I'm stuck with you for 2.5 hours.
I know. And then I sat next to somebody I used to work with, and I was like, oh, great. And I was like, I'm just going to zone out, But I was in survival mode. So yesterday, very bad example. I didn't have opportunities other than in the morning before I went to the office. I got a 3-mile run in. But it also took time and energy and all of those things and resources. But in a more balanced day, it can be anything for yourself. Another thing that came up for me was like prepping food that I'm going to be able to enjoy for the week. I love cooking. It's a form of self-care, not just in the moment because I find it relaxing, but also that I'm stocking my fridge with healthy options. And we've talked about this before, but that is something I do for self-care, both for my health and for my just overall sanity, to know that I've got things that will be useful for the week.
Totally. And I think too, if you're struggling to figure out like, what is self-care for me? Do you have these moments or these things where like, I need to do more of that?
Yes.
Like there's things sometimes where I'm like cognitively thinking like, oh, that felt good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I feel at ease.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel more prepared. Again, if self-care is a spa day for you, amazing, go. Right?
Yeah.
If self-care is like you're Ashley who wants to just go to Trader Joe's by herself and peruse, try to do more of that.
Yes.
What fills your cup? My cup is a different shape than your cup.
Right. Exactly. And there's a couple things that we could do every single day that we could commit to ourselves, of saying, to your point of reflecting back on those moments where you felt, oh, I need to do more of that. I would challenge everybody out there as we're talking right now, what just popped in your brain? I need to do more of that. Was it the coffee date with your friend? Was it the happy hour with your book club? Was it the reading a book? What just came up for you? I want you to put that mental note, put a push pin in it, and save it for the end of the episode, because we're going to challenge you all at the end, okay? So
buckle up.
We're just going to talk through some other things that we might do. I will also say I am a bath person. I also am going to call myself out. This might bring on some judgment. I've been known to take a bath in a hotel bath, all right, people?
I'm judging hard.
Because like some people that are germaphobes are like, how could you? And I'm like, I will. I will do it because it brings me relaxation and respite and calms my body and my nervous system down and brings me back to that regulated Katrina. So I'll get a bath wherever I can get a bath.
Girl, you do you.
Yeah.
The thought of a bath makes my skin crawl.
That
I
is
don't
so
know,
funny.
but I think I can't. I also need to learn how to be like, okay, just sitting still. I think it's a lot of that too, where I'm just like, okay, I'm in this warm body of water. It kind of smells like lavender. Maybe I have a glass of wine. Maybe I don't. Not my phone because I could electrocute myself. And I'm just sitting with my thoughts.
Yeah.
I
put on music on a little Bluetooth speaker.
Ooh.
And then I have my phone like off to the side where I could reach it and like change the song.
And just zone in.
And zone out. And then let's think about asking for things now. Mm-hmm. Like So all of these things take time. You know, maybe they're micro moments like we were kind of giving a little bit of idea for of like, I just need that 5 minutes on the patio with a cup of coffee, or I just need that 10-minute walk, or I just need to do the dishes and zone out and have my husband take care of the kids for a minute.
That's me.
That's you. Or grocery store. Hey, I don't want to take the kids this time. Can we, distract them while I go? But then let's talk about things that maybe we need to really have more support for. I'm going to throw out a big one. And this is self-care for me, but also for my relationship with my husband. I have a non-negotiable monthly date night. So if it's been more than 2 weeks, I always bring up, should we reach out to our babysitter and get a date night on the books? And then we'll pick a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, Thursday, typically not the weekend unless it's for an actual event that we need to go to, because we try to preserve like a lot of family time on the weekends when we can spend quality time with the kids. But that to me is like just going out to a dinner and having someone serve you. And it doesn't even have to be a fancy place. Sometimes it is. Other times it can just be you're going to a gastropub and you're having nachos. It can be you're going to go to a farmer's market and get a hot dog, whatever it is.
And someone else is in charge of bedtime.
And so, and you know what? You better believe it. We are not coming home until after we know that they are fully asleep.
Oh my God. Talk about those bubbles.
That's a bubbly moment.
A bubbly moment.
When you come home into a quiet house and then you hear they've been asleep for an hour and you just know that you didn't have to brush their teeth or give them a bath or read them a story or lay in there for 45 minutes. Wow.
Refreshing.
You're cared for. You feel cared for.
Well, and I love that you do that. I think us too, where I'm at in my life, with my son still being so young, and maybe this is the guilty part of me where I'm starting to burn myself out, but I feel like we don't have time for that right now. But I think that's the problem with it. It's the most important thing to make time for.
Yes.
And we are very guilty of not doing that. I think we'll do it when my in-laws say, oh, we'll watch the kids for a night, but it's not our idea. And it should be.
I'm going to call you out on a recent birthday gift you received, if you want to share with our listeners.
So sweet. So I think on like every podcast, I was like, oh, I'm almost 40. Guys, the sun has set on my 39th year.
Best decade ahead.
I am now officially 40.
Yes.
But I had the best time. I had a small get together with some of my nearest and dearest. A little last minute, we did a dinner, went out to a piano bar, and
it was a blast.
It was so fun. Bubbles were shared. But my girlfriends who I've known forever gave me the gift of time.
Amazing.
And you're like, what does this even mean, right? They know me better than sometimes I know myself. And we have been so close forever. And I think I mentioned earlier on the friendship episode that they don't have sisters. And, that's the type of bond we share. And it is near and dear to my heart. And the gift of time meant that they are going to watch my kids for 3 nights and 4 days.
It's amazing.
When we can get away.
What an amazing gift that you never, I would say, ever would have given yourself. Ever. You never would ask for anything like that.
Ever. And it was, like we go kind of big for my friend group we did it for our 30th and our 40th. And we exchanged some sort of diamonds. So it's like a necklace or a bracelet, something, like that symbolizes our friendship, but also that milestone in our friend's life.
Yeah, it's so sweet.
And so like, that's what I'm expecting, right? I was so taken, like I was caught off guard, taken aback, and just, we're in a piano bar. I start like bawling my eyes out because I needed that so much, and they know how much I needed it. And I would never ask.
No.
And, like I said, I've got 2 young children who it's sometimes it's a lot of work. But mostly it's a lot of fun. But, just like the thought that they were going to give me that with my husband, a little, weekend getaway was just, I lost it. And It was so, to your point, I don't do that for myself, but I need to. So maybe this is the start of it.
Maybe this is going to get you comfortable with the idea. And I will also say, what a great reminder as I was witnessing this. I'm not a part of your long-term beautiful friends, by the way. They're lovely humans. Shout out if you're listening.
You better be listening.
Witnessing that was this moment where I was like, where in our lives have we cultivated these friendships where we can give something to someone that we know so well that forces them a level of self-care? Could be big like that. That's a big, big gift. Or just something small like, hey, you mentioned that you were having a hard time finding childcare. Like, I want you to still have that date night. Having a friend jump in and just saying, hey, I'm here for you. I'm going to give you what you need, even though you haven't asked for it. We could all do that. And then hopefully have some reciprocity. But I do think that we need to rely on our friends a bit. And that was really inspiring to me. But let's refocus a little bit in terms of when we aren't practicing self-care. Like what happens?
The term near and dear to my heart. No.
Yeah, right?
Burnout.
Total burnout.
Burnout. And I think we see it in every sense.
Dumpster fire.
Right. And I think it doesn't just happen in your personal life burnout, work burnout, like everything, right? I think not finding the space for your self-care, I'm doing air quotes, whatever self-care defined as by you, is really just depleting.
Yes. I will also say it builds resentment. And it's such a hard thing for me to say because when I say that, I know that it shouldn't, because it's not like anybody knows that I need these things. So why is it their problem? But gosh, I tend to make it my husband's problem.
I know. Well, and even just hearing you say that, no one knows I need these things. We need to communicate more what we do need.
Yeah.
Because there's times too where I've noticed, oh, I'm saying this or I'm, ranting about that. And I'm like, I haven't spoke my truth.
Yes.
Like, what do I need? My husband's not going to know.
Right.
He does a pretty good like mind reader impression now and then. But, it is one of those things. It's like, we know ourselves now.
Yes.
The second chapter, the second phase we talk about, right? Or whatever. Hopefully it's a third. Hopefully we're alive forever. But
right.
We need to speak that into existence and maybe it'll come back to us, right?
Well, and what I am thinking about as we are talking about this, and this is something that I'm going to call us out. Like, we are still learning how to do these things. And this is, as we're learning how to do these things, that's why we're talking about it, is because we're not coming from this place of like ultimate wisdom of like, I have found the perfect balance and this is what it looks like. No. But we have been trying. And or we need to start trying. I'm looking at Ashley. Okay. Need to.
Trying or failing. But failing's okay.
It is okay. But I will say, don't let this go too long.
Yeah.
Don't let this go too long. Don't over justify it. Mm-hmm. Don't say it's just where we're at in our lives.
Right. And you know what?
It's just a phase.
And I heard this quote. I think it was Mallory Irvin, I think. She's a influencer, but she said, don't let your blessings become burdens.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like there's so many things, even just the thick of it with parenting.
Yeah.
Or even job stuff. Or even day-to-day life stuff.
Yeah.
We can reframe our mindset.
Yep.
To put us in the driver's seat. Let us be communicative of what we need or learn what you need, right? Like, I didn't really know what I needed and what my self-care was until recently, where I'm like, pedicure is annoying. Mm-hmm. I don't want to go right now. It's going to stress me out.
Yep.
Give me 20 minutes with me and the dishes. Give me a Mr. Clean magic eraser.
Yep.
And that's the time I need.
Yep.
And it'll fluctuate, right?
Absolutely.
And it should. My cup is not your cup.
So it's really interesting. I feel like I have an example, and I'll share briefly. So our daughter gets off school at 2:50. And on Mondays and Fridays, we tackle and try and balance work, and one of us goes and gets her. And on Mondays, I have a standing meeting, so I can never go and get her. And we are doing it as though, Matt would bring her home. But then, of course, what does she do? Comes, finds me, interrupts my work call. It's luckily just with my team. It's not some huge high-profile call, but it is an important call to me. And then it distracts me, and then she's very demanding, and it's like very disruptive. So I said, after 3 weeks of that, I said, hey, can you just take her somewhere else? Don't bring her back here. And so he brought his work with him, went to a Panera. She did some learning activities on her device, and he finished up work at Panera. And they had a little snack, and I wasn't interrupted, and I felt like that was fantastic. And so it was even just being like, here's an idea. This is maybe a different way of how this could work. Or when I come home from a work trip, I need some decompression time. So maybe I don't come home at bedtime routine, right? Mm-hmm. And I try to work with a schedule that's better for that stuff. But the biggest thing here, and we say this so often, I feel in so many episodes, Ashley, is like investing and practicing self-care is not selfish, but also it helps benefit the entire family.
That I think I've mentioned this a million times too. You need your air mask first before everyone else can breathe.
Yes.
And it's one of those things that we put on the back burner. Us two, type A, like we're in charge of a lot. We dominate a room in a good way, right? But also with that comes a lot of responsibility where what our needs are on the back burner. But you're right, it's not selfish. It's what we need to live a fulfilled life where we don't get that resentment.
Yes. And then, I think about these different buckets of like self-care, and like we're trying to, again, break that stigma of that it's these retreats and spa days and facials or whatever stereotypically gets put on females and women. But it's emotional. It's physical, but beyond the gym. It's making sure you get enough water. It's making sure you're eating well, But also one that really, really resonates with me is mental and spiritual. If I am not getting enough like spiritual time, like I'm not a religious person, but I'm very spiritual, I start to feel disconnected, and I start to feel very unfulfilled and like almost robotic in a way, a little zombie. So like I need those moments of being pensive and tapping into something bigger than me. It really helps ground me. So that does happen when I'm in nature. It does happen when I'm on my walks. It does happen when I'm just listening to these spiritual podcasts that I really, really enjoy and just bring new ideas into my realm and connect me with the universe. Like I know this is a little woo-woo, but maybe that resonates with some of you too, of different ways that you can just regulate yourself, invest in your health, invest in your mental, spiritual, and emotional health in a way where you then become a fuller person to give to others.
Yeah. And it's finding your why, finding your need, finding your itch, finding whatever's, let me do more of this.
Yes.
Cherish that.
Yes.
Embrace it.
And it may be taking your kids to the park because you love taking them to a park. It may be taking your dog on a walk. It may be doing crafts with your kids. Maybe like you find yourself doing a bunch of household tasks instead of sitting down and doing a craft with your kids. Or I personally love cooking with my daughter, and making something with her is very fulfilling because I feel like I'm teaching her something, but we're also getting a tasty item at the end of it, right? Like it can be so many ways. It's trying to identify where that magnet is in the things that we do that you feel drawn to, and doing more of that, and then trying to cut down on the things that you are repelled against, that you feel are difficult, or like you're having a visceral reaction of like, I really don't want to do that. And if it's something that you don't have to do, saying no or saying not today.
Saying no is so powerful. And no isn't a negative.
It's a complete sentence too.
Right? It is. You don't have to justify. You don't have to give a reason if you don't want to. And that's okay. You own your life.
Yes.
Figure out what works for you and your family to propel you to your best self.
I love that so much. And so, when we think about this, it can be those little moments like we talked throughout the day. It can be those maybe medium moments like the date nights. It can be big moments like the big girls trip, or the 3 nights and 4 days away with your spouse.
See ya.
Bye. As long as it feels good to you, right? And also if someone tries to give you something that isn't good for you, feeling confidently and saying, oh, I really, really appreciate that. That is so thoughtful of you, but it's not what I really need. So thank you, but no thank you. Or actually, I don't need you to take the kids this weekend because I was actually really looking forward to having time with them. Or actually, hubby, I don't need you to do the laundry because I don't mind it. I really just need you to clean the toilets or whatever that is, right? Like help provide feedback so that you really are getting what you need.
Yes.
So I don't know, should we give our challenge?
I think so. Da, 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 da.
It's
Listen
time
up.
for the Bubbles Challenge.
Ba, 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 ba.
I love it. I love it. Oh, very good job. Okay, so we want to end with like a simple, actionable challenge for everybody who's listened all the way through. Thank you, first of all. Can we dedicate to ourselves, commit to ourselves now, one small or big, I'll even say big, meaningful act of self-care that maybe you heard from today's episode or maybe came up in your mind as you were listening to, that you could either do for the next 3 days if it's something small that you want to incorporate in your day-to-day, or I'll say within the next month that's something big that you want to commit to yourself. And I want you to then tell us about it. Go on our Instagram or just tag us on your post about what it is that you did. We want to hear what your self-care moments were, and we want to celebrate you. And for those who have tagged us or who have, shared with us the self-care thing that you've done and committed to, we'll enter you into a drawing for that over 40 box we mentioned before. So we'll have one box filled with a bunch of goodies to help you. And maybe you're 37 as you're listening to it. That's okay. You can be included in the drawing. But I don't know, Ashley, we could just throw names in and random number generator and award a box of goodies to our listeners. So please, again, head over to our social account on Instagram. Find us at Bubbles and Breakdowns and make sure to follow us. Share your self-care item, and we'll look forward to announcing a winner. So yes. I hope you accept this challenge. I cannot wait, Ashley, to see what our listeners come up with.
I know. And I think we just love that people would set time for themselves. We want to celebrate you. Help us celebrate you.
Yes. And I want you to remember, self-care is not a luxury. It is a non-negotiable part of living a full and healthy life. You are not selfish. You have needs. You're a human being. And I just hope that in the next month or few days, you start to do just a little bit more that makes you feel like a whole person.
Take your reins and live your life.
I love it.
Me too.
And let's not forget that behind every breakdown,
there are more bubbles.
Thank you all so much for listening.
Yes. And please, please, please follow us, share, subscribe, rate, review.
Do all the things.
There might be more things, but most of all, take care of yourselves.
And catch us next time.
See ya.
Bye.